My name is Deborah Pasch. I graduated from Parkway Central in 1972. Was actually most interested in math and sciences, and what I really wanted was to take care of people. But I wanted to do it right away. So college was not really what I wanted to do, but obviously needed to do in order to take care of people. But through my counselor, and most influential was my mom, who found a nursing school. It was 3 years. It wasn't the same type of traditional college, and I could really get into what I loved quickly. So I went to nursing school and graduated in 1975, and I was out doing what I loved, which was taking care of patients, and very quickly learned that there were problems with the system, and I wanted to fix system problems, so I decided to go back to school and did my bachelor's, and then subsequently did my master's in business at Washington University. But through all of this, what I found was I love to fix things. Everyone in the world, you think, goes into nursing or medicine because they love the patient and the patient care and want to do well, but it's not exactly true. And so through that, I wanted to make a difference. And so I did end up going through leadership, and so it allows me not only to touch the life of a patient, but it allows me to touch the lives of people who are caring for those patients to try and make that better. And that's really where my passion lies. As there have been lots of articulation about the nursing shortage, that became kind of where I focused a lot of my energy, besides the hospital I was in or the healthcare system and helping that system work, but working toward bringing additional people into nursing. So I've worked anywhere from talking to elementary schools, junior highs, high schools, to get people interested, finding creative ways to keep people in nursing when they hit those points where they think they're burned out. One of the wonderful things about nursing is that you can change fields, you can change hospitals, you can change cities, and still utilize the education that you have. And so there really isn't a reason to get burned out, in my opinion, in nursing. So through creativity, would find ways to keep people in nursing. But then realized that the sheer numbers are small, so decided to go to Canada and then sought out the Philippines and various other countries where people want to immigrate, and I could then help them to immigrate. My father happens to be an immigrant, so that also kind of touched very close to home. And so that's what I've been doing, is trying to assist people who want to get into the United States, who are trained already as nurses. And it helps us so that we have people to care for our sick. We have a lot of sick people, and there aren't enough nurses. So I could just, again, add to those passions and bring additional people into the healthcare system in the States. So that also has been very, very rewarding, very successful and very rewarding. There was a teacher in 6th grade, Mr. Cook, actually, who I believe was my math teacher, who was the first person who really ever talked to me about what I'm good at, and helped me to really build an interest in the math and sciences. And so he was probably the most instrumental single teacher that I had. I think the other piece that was really important about Parkway is that the counselors that most people, I think about as being for the student, the counselors that I had were excellent at not only assisting me. I was a little bit of a rebellious child when I was growing up. Little probably being an underestimation, but through all those turmoils that you have in the 60s and early 70s, they were also there for my mom, to help her to guide me, and it wasn't that she specifically needed help. It was, how do I help this child who obviously has the capability, has interest, but really can't get their arms around, what education is supposed to be after high school. So independent of me, and until I graduated, didn't know she had even gone to the counselors, but they were also just very open to talk with her and to help her in ways to guide me, which obviously worked, and as I look back on it, I think I've spent more years in school than not, quite honestly, and I happen to love education, whether it's in my own field or other fields, and so just want to continue doing that for myself. Now it's not for somebody else. It's not because I have to. It's not, again, it's just a personal, and I think that Parkway really was the start of that, along with, of course, parents and siblings who are just very, very strong and very supportive, and just support and encourage and allow me to continue to learn and grow. Don't think I'm reaching out for something that isn't there, or it's just always a very positive atmosphere at our home, and always has been. So I think the coupling of a good education and excellent family, it has allowed me to do what I am passionate about.